Chapter 8. Birds Around Us. Birds are the most beautiful creatures on earth. They are found everywhere all over the world. Sparrow, crow, pigeon and parrot are some common birds we see flying around. A bird has one beak, 2 eyes, 2 wings and 2 feet with claws. Feathers. Birds are the only animals on earth that are covered with feathers. Feathers help them to fly and keep them warm. Feathers are of different colors and shapes. They are light and strong. Some birds like peacock and parrot have brightly colored feathers. Crows have black, shiny feathers. Usually birds have 3 types of feathers: down feathers, body feathers and flight feathers. Down feathers are found just next to the skin of the bird. They are soft and fluffy. They help birds to remain warm. Body feathers cover the entire body of the bird. They give shape to the bird's body. A bird cleans its feathers with its beak. This is called preening. Flight feathers are found on the wings and tail of the bird. They help a bird to fly and to change the direction while flying. These feathers are stiff and strong. How birds fly. A bird can fly because it has a streamlined body, boat-shaped, that can cut through the air easily. It has wings with feathers that are attached to the body, which help to move their wings up and down. It has light and hollow bones, which reduce its weight. The bird's tail helps it to change direction. A bird perched on a tree jumps forward and flaps its wings many times before it starts flying. This movement of the wings is called flapping. Flapping the wings helps birds to move higher in the air. Once the bird reaches the correct height, it spreads its wings to fly. This is called gliding. The bird does not flap its wings as often while gliding. It uses its feet as a brake. Flightless birds. There are some birds which are very big in size and heavy in weight. They have wings and strong feet, but they cannot fly at all. Such birds are called flightless birds. For example, ostrich, emu, kiwi, penguin, etc. Beaks of birds. The mouths of birds are called beaks. A beak is a hard, horny structure on the bird's face with no teeth. Their beaks help them to eat. Different birds have different kinds of beaks. Their beaks are adapted according to the kind of food they eat. Beaks are also used for protection, as birds attack their enemies with their beaks. Seed-eating birds such as sparrow, pigeon and myna have short, strong and pointed beaks. Flesh-eating birds like eagle, vulture and hawk have strong, hooked and sharp beaks. Their beaks help them to tear the flesh. A parrot has strong and curved beak. It helps him to crack nuts and hard fruits. Birds like duck and goose have broad and flat beak. This helps them to dig in the mud and find worms. A woodpecker has long, sharp and strong beak. Such a beak is suitable to make hole in tree trunk and catching insects there. Birds like crane and heron have long and narrow beaks, which help them to catch fish. A hummingbird has long, slim and pointed beak. Such beaks help them to suck nectar of flowers. Feet and claws. A bird has 2 feet with toes. The toes have sharp and pointed claws at the end. The feet and claws help in walking, hopping, climbing, perching and swimming. They use claws to catch and eat food, to move about and to protect themselves from their enemies. The claws of birds tell us about their living habits. Different birds have different kinds of feet and claws. Perching birds. Perching birds like sparrow, crow and pigeon, etc. have 3 toes in front and 1 at the back. This helps them to perch, which means to hold the branch of the tree while sitting and even while sleeping. Scratching birds. Scratching birds like hen and peacock have 3 long toes in front and 1 small at the back. They have sharp claws which help them to scratch the soil to find buried insects and seeds. Praying birds. Flesh-eating birds or praying birds like eagle and hawk have 3 toes in the front and 1 toe at the back. They have very sharp and strong claws called talons. Talons help these birds in catching and holding their prey firmly. Swimming birds. Swimming birds like ducks and geese have webbed feet, which help them to swim in water. The front 3 toes are joined by skin, which help them to push water back while swimming. Wading birds. Wading birds like crane and heron have long legs and spread toes. Their claws help them to walk easily in mud and search for food. Climbing birds. Climbing birds like woodpecker and parakeet have 2 toes pointing upwards and 2 toes pointing downwards. Their claws help them to climb and grip the tree trunk firmly. Nests of birds. A bird's home is called a nest. Birds make nests for laying eggs and raise their young ones. Nests keep the eggs and the birds safe. Birds make nests using different materials like grass, leaves, twigs, straws and feathers. They make their nests in trees, on terraces of buildings, on open grounds, in rocks and by the waterside. Birds like pigeon, sparrow and crow make their nests in trees, rooftops or any safe place in a house. A woodpecker makes its nest by making hole in tree trunk with its beak. A tailor bird makes its nest by sewing the leaves of trees together. It uses its beak as a sewing needle. A weaver bird makes its nest by weaving pieces of leaves, grass or twigs. The nest hangs from a tree branch. It has a tunnel-like opening at the bottom from where birds enter. A penguin makes its nest on the ground with stones and pebbles, as these are the only material they can find in their neighborhood. Birds lay their eggs in nests. They sit on the eggs to keep them warm till the young ones are hatched. Birds use their beaks and claws to pick up food and fly with it to the nest. They use their beaks to feed their young ones. They look after their young ones by feeding them and protecting them. We should not touch or disturb the chicks in a nest. Birds do not like it. We should watch the birds quietly from a distance. Birds also communicate. The sound that birds make is called chirping. Birds use sounds to communicate with each other. Some birds like cuckoo and myna produce melodious sounds. Others like crows and peacocks have rustling sounds. Birds like parrot and myna can copy human sounds. Birds produce alarm calls to inform other birds of the approaching danger.